going to write this down.
The question too?
Huh?
The question too, or did you upload it on here?
I will upload the areas, but the thing is, I'm going to ask you, not ask, I'm going to tell you what you need to know on the exam. Okay. So as far as chapter 5 is concerned, talking about lipids, right? And so you're going to be asked the question as to which of the following substances is classified as a lipid? Okay? This is one of those questions where it's like multiple choice. I'm going to give you 4 choices that are not lipids and 1 choice that is a lipid. Okay, so you need to know what a lipid is, right? So if I was to ask you, which of the following is not a, which is a lipid? Glycogen. Is glycogen a lipid? How about CCK? Phosphates? Phospholipid is, yeah, but not a phosphate. But if I said sterile, yeah, that's a form of lipid, right? Okay. Which is the most common lipid found in our food? The most common lipid found in our foods are triglycerides. That's why when you get your blood panels done and you look at the amount of triglycerides in your system. Here's another easy one. Our body stores lipids in what form? Triglycerides. Right?
So the same thing?
Same thing, really. The most, it makes sense that, you know, the most common lipid found in our food are triglycerides, but our body stores them as triglycerides. Okay? How would you describe a triglyceride? What is it composed of? So you're going to have 1 glycerol and 3 fatty acids. Okay. Sorry, I'm just highlighting the questions that I'm going to put on the test. So, a fatty acid comprised of a 16 carbon chain with no point of unsaturation is called what?
Can you repeat the question?
A fatty acid composed of a 16 carbon chain with no point of unsaturation is called what? You think about it. There's no unsaturation.
No.
So it's going to be a saturated fat, right? And would it be a short chain, medium chain, or long chain? A long chain, 16 carbons.
So what is it?
It's a saturated long chain fatty acid. So you got to know what makes up a short chain, what makes up a medium chain, what makes up a large chain, right? So we know if there's no points of unsaturation, it's saturated, right? So it's going to be a saturated long chain fatty acid. Okay. So I might ask you which of these fatty acids is typically solid at room temperature. What did I say is most likely going to be saturated at room temperature?
Saturated fatty acid?
Would it be a polyunsaturated fatty acid? Would it be a monounsaturated fatty acid? Or a short chain or a saturated fatty acid?
Saturated.
Be saturated, yeah. Because polyunsaturated and monounsaturated, they're gonna be in liquid form, right? And your smaller chains are also gonna be in liquid form, or as an oil. Saturated fatty acids are going to be solid at room temperature. Okay, diets high in trans fatty acids are most associated with what? Would they decrease the risk of cancer? No. Osteoporosis? No, we really didn't mention that, did we? Decrease in blood glucose levels?
What was the question?
Diets high in trans fatty acids, most associated with what? And we already realized that they don't decrease cancer. They don't promote osteoporosis. They don't decrease your blood glucose levels. But do they increase your blood cholesterol levels? Yes. So that would be the most logical answer to answer on that one, right?
Increase what?
They increase blood cholesterol levels. Okay, we talked about essential fatty acids. So, if I asked you which essential fatty acid plays an important role in reducing a person's risk of heart disease, which one would that be? We talked about two of them.
In decreasing or increasing?
You're going to reduce a person's risk for heart disease. Which of the two essential fatty acids would do this?
Is omega-3
Okay, what's another name for omega-3? Alpha linoleic acid? Yes, because you have linoleic acid, which is omega-6. You have alpha linoleic acid, which is omega-3. Okay? What's what?
So alpha linoleic?
Yeah, know it as alpha linoleic acid. You can say omega-3, but if you see the word alpha linoleic acid, you may not make the connection. Make the connection between omega-3 fatty acid and alpha linoleic acid.
How do you spell that? Linoleic?
Alpha,
No, the linoleic.
Linoleic, acid. Yes. Yes. How many questions is that so far? 8? Okay. So we need 20 questions to come from lipids and 20 questions to come from proteins, I guess. Okay, so if I'm looking for a food that is best characterized as a rich source of saturated fatty acids? Would I get that from cashew nuts?
What is the question? Looking for.
Which of the following foods is best characterized as a rich source of saturated fatty acids? Cashew nuts?
No.
No. Olive oil?
No.
Canola oil? Butter?
Yeah.
Butter.
Butter.
Yeah, because butter is solid at room temperature, right?
Butter.
Is that you?
Oh.
Is that butter?
Yeah,
Sounded weird. Did it sound
No,
like you
I was trying to copy the one
put better?
Claudia's Chanson meatballs too. Ordered.
I like the first one. Because I've never seen the second one.
Okay. Here's
Second one's
another
on
easy
Netflix.
one. The two essential fatty acids are, I mentioned them earlier. Are they cholesterol and bile? No. Butyric and stearic acid? No. Cis and trans fat? Or linoleic acid and alpha linoleic acid?
That one. Wait.
No, wait. We're moving on.
No. Alpha acid?
We have linoleic acid and alpha linoleic acid,
Oh.
which are omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids.
Each time already.
So if I was to ask you which of the following foods is richest source of omega-3 fatty acids, would you say a steak was? No. Tofu? No, nobody eats that anymore. Salmon? Yeah.
Wait, is that a question
Is that a question?
on the test?
I don't know.
The richest source of what?
Omega-3 fatty acids. So you would need to know where are you most likely going to get omega-3 fatty acids? Are you going to get it from broccoli? No. Are you going to get it from steak? No. Are you going to get it from a high fat containing fish? Yes. So why are phospholipids not considered to be essential nutrients? Why would you think phospholipids are not essential nutrients? They're not fake. Yes, because your body makes them. We don't need to take them in because we make them ourselves. So our bodies manufacture phospholipids, so they're not essential. Anything that your body makes on its own is not going to be essential. Okay.
What was the answer, Mr. Perry?
Huh?
What was the answer again? Our body.
Our bodies make phospholipids, so they're not essential. Which brings us to another question. Which of the following are, let's see, which of the following is or are critical structure components of the cell membrane?
Critical?
Yes. Estrogen, glycerol, phospholipids, triglycerides.
Wait, I don't even hear this question.
Which of the following is or are a critical structural component of the cell membrane? Is it estrogen, glycerol, phospholipids, or triglycerides? Phospholipids, because we have this phospholipid bilayer that makes up our cell membranes. How many questions is that? 13, I got 7 more.